Hey folks, I hope you're having a great day out there. So in today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. It's something that I have no experience with. This is the first time for me. I'm only going off of information I've read or watched online, and it's going to be involving hanging this axe head back on a handle. And this is the handle that we're going to be using today, right here. So I'm just going to take you guys along for the ride and show you the steps that I'm going to be doing here to get this axe head back on the handle. So guys, I got my draw knife here for taking some material off the axe handle to get that axe head to fit, as well as this spoke shave that I picked up the other day for doing the finer detail work. And these are the wedges I picked up for it. They were only $2.99 each Canadian, and that was only like just over 30 bucks for the spoke shave. Right here, this is the oil that I'll be putting on the handle after I have everything done. It's Odie's dark oil, so I paid a small fortune for that. I thought I was getting a bigger jar, but hopefully it turns out pretty good for the price I paid for it. And I'll give you just a little up close look. That is the handle and the axe head there that we're going to be working with. Now over here, right by my iced coffee, this is my grandfather's axe head here. It's an old HB. You can just see the logo there, and it's a 2.5 pounder. I tried looking for a handle for this the other day too when I was getting all the stuff together, but I had no luck just before the Labor Day weekend, so I'm gonna have to come back to this guy here and get a handle for it. Probably like a 20-inch handle, a shorter one, being a 2.5 pounder. But let's go ahead here now and work on this axe and get it hanged on this handle again. So guys, I'm just going to take this axe head here now and get the profile of the edge back on it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's in pretty rough shape up there at the top. It's got a little bit of an edge left here on the bottom of the axe head, but we're going to bring this back to life. Okay, so we're pretty close there. That's it there now after a grind, but I'm probably going to hit it here with the sharpening stone after. Give it that little bit more of a finer detail on the edge. But what we're going to do here now is I'm going to take the axe head here, pinch it in the vise, and then I'm just going to put the axe head over the eye of the handle here and just trace it out, because the axe head here is a bit too big, or the handle I should say is a bit too big. So I got to take the material down a little bit to get that axe head to fit. Okay, got that traced out there now. So now we're going to go ahead and start taking the material off the axe handle. All right guys, so I'm going to use the draw knife here first. The axe handle, it doesn't need much, so I'm just going to take my time so I don't shoot myself in the foot here of taking too much material off. Use the draw knife first, and then we'll go to the spoke shave. Well, it's a good sign. It's starting to go over the handle. It needs to be trimmed further back down on the handle here now. It's starting on the handle, which is good, but need to work on getting some more material off on the lower side of the handle here. But that's exciting. All right, it's sitting up there, but I want it to sit lower down on the axe handle a bit more, so I'm just going to take away a bit more off the lower end here, and I'm going to try hitting it with a mallet here to get the handle to sink down on the head a bit more, and hopefully we'll be soon done doing the material removal on this handle. Well guys, I got the axe down on the handle as far as it could go. I would have liked it to go down to say here, but the way this axe handle came from the store, it's already chamfered, not straight all the way through, so you can work with the handle fully, because I'm taking way too much material away if I keep going. So I'm just going to hit this down here with the hammer here now and drive that head down a bit more on the handle as far as it can go. I'm probably going to have to modify the handle a little bit and cut the notch a little bit deeper for how far I drove the axe head down, because the cut that it came there is not deep enough. But we'll just keep continuing on. It's actually not bad. All right. So I'm just gonna make a little mark right here. So before I get this handle on here with the wedge in it and the glue, I think it's a good idea first for me to sand this thing down first instead of after. And then we'll go ahead and get that wedge in there and that axe head on. Looking good there now. Nice and smooth, feels good in the hands. Now it's time to get that axe head on. I'm excited now. I think we're there now. Looking pretty good. Is it perfect? Probably not. There's definitely some stuff to learn, but we're going to see what the end result is anyway. All right. Where's that wood glue? So I just put a bit of wood glue in the axe handle there. Now I'm just going to put a bit on the wedge and send this wedge back home. All right. Wipe off some of that glue. I mean, it feels like it's in there. I'll bring you guys in here for a closer look. So I got that wedge sunk in there now. Like I said, not going to be perfect for my first axe here, but you can tell I took a little bit more material off on the right hand side there compared to the left. But do have that wedge sunk down there decently. It doesn't seem like it wants to move anymore, so I'm just going to cut that head off of the handle here, the eye, and Then we're gonna get into the cosmetic work of it all, and I'm gonna take you along and show you what I'm gonna do here a little bit different. All right, so for me to do this as a one-man operation, not the politically correct way, but I got the Tiger Torch pinched in the vise here. I'm just gonna fire it up and I'm just gonna pass the handle through the flame here until I'm satisfied at how the handle looks for being that little bit more burnt look to it. All right, guys, I burned it a little bit too much there, but you can tell it's brought it the grain a lot more after burning it. So now we're gonna go ahead and get this Odie's oil on there, see what it looks like. The oil I went with is this Odie's dark oil. That's what it looks like right there. So I'm just gonna dip a little bit of paper towel here in that and just wipe down the handle. This stuff smells pretty good. Oh man, that looks so good. Oh man. I'm gonna have to take the camera in the daylight because it's not gonna do justice in here because I got the lights turned off in my garage because it's too much reflection on the camera lens, so it's not good for filming. But I'm gonna bring this axe out here in the daylight and show you guys here. Oh man, I'm super pumped on how this turned out. Oh man, looks so good. So excited right now. All right, let's get you guys brought outside here. I'll show you what this axe looks like in the daylight. All right, guys, here it is with the burnt handle and the Odie's dark oil added to it. It turned out like super sharp. Did burn it a little bit too much there, but just looks super good. Super happy the way it turned out. You know, it's not going to be perfect with my first axe being hung, but it's something to learn from. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. But I'm probably going to put a paracord guard on this, and then I'll call this axe done and just probably fine tune the edge a little bit more with a sharpening stone and then test it out on the chopping block. Well guys, this is it. This is the finished product of the axe being done. I'm pretty happy on how it turned out. the burning and that Odie's oil definitely popped the grain out on this, as you can tell. Looks real sharp. Like that there. For a first attempt, it turned out all right. I do have a bit of gap up in the eye here. Kind of figured that was going to be expected for a first attempt. But what I could do, honestly, is put one of those wedges, the circle wedges that you can jam in here. Try and tighten it up a little more. And if I break the handle, I can just rehang it again and try again. But we're going to try it out on this chopping block here now and see how it does. Oh, I think we're getting somewhere. There we go. got a good edge on it, that's for sure. That's a knotty piece of wood right there. There's a big knot right there. As you can see, it likes to dig into that wood with that narrow profile. It's not as wide on the cheeks to help spread that wood apart, so you're really relying on force to penetrate it to split the wood. Well folks, I hope you enjoyed that video of hanging this axe on this handle. It was a real treat to hang an axe for the first time. You know, with trying anything new, you're gonna make some mistakes along the way, and I'm not perfect by no means, but it's definitely a learning curve, and as you do more, the better you're gonna get. So the only thing I'm probably gonna change on this axe is I'm gonna get one of those metal circle wedges that you can drive in to the eye here, just to give it that little bit extra clamping force on the eye of the axe head. But other than that, I'm just real happy how it turned out. And as you can tell with the profile of this axe, it's very narrow. It doesn't have a big cheek on it, so it doesn't really spread the wood apart as you're splitting it. It's really relying on force. As you can tell, it was getting stuck a lot in there. That wood there was a little bit green, but dead, but really knotty. So it took a while to split through it, but that's the kind of piece of wood that you really want to try a new axe out on, because it'll tell you where you messed up. And so far this axe held, so I'm pretty happy with that. But hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.